Alright, let's try a mic check before we get too complicated here. Alright, let's try a mic check before we get too complicated here. Alright, let's try a mic check before we get too complicated here. Alright, let's try a mic check before we get too complicated. And that's why we listen to the final output. That's sounding like it might be a little too loud. Okay, every time I move the headset, it's going to get really loud, and I'm sorry about that. There's not a good quick mute switch for that microphone. And hey, let's actually switch to the game screen. So, classic pose here. One moment here, I'll be right back. Okay. So what is this game? This is a very early Oculus exclusive title that is going away soon.
Thank you for coming.
So it's got an interesting story to it because they did a lot of early development early development. This was one of those games that they used to really promote what the Oculus Rift could do. It was a Oculus exclusive. They made a lot of noise about it, and then it was delayed, and it was delayed some more, and it was delayed some more. Some of this is suspected that part of it was it took so long that they decided to
to help the team.
Let's wait for the next movie to come out. Let's do some promotional tie-ins.
Doctor's work is never done.
Who really knows what that?
What's my name?
Star-Lord. Just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
So a lot of fun little dialogue and quips
Not
in this
sitting
game.
this one out.
Staying frosty.
Famous heroes and some not so famous ones.
Forecast? It's looking like a blizzard.
The Panther God is with me.
Goddess, Queen, X-Men. I am all these and more.
What are you looking at, pal?
The elements are mine to control.
So you could even get alternate costumes unlocked. And various poses and things like that. One of the interesting things that happened with this is it came out and it was a fun little game. A little bit repetitive, but playable. It was, but there's a lot of people super excited about this thing to come out. And one of the things that happened with it is, well, actually, let me get into the mission because it'll be a little bit easier to explain that from there. Yeah, let's just start with. Let's go to the X-Men hangar.
X-Mansion Hangar, a school for gifted youngsters with uncanny teachers. Legendary home of the X-Men, nesting ground of the iconic and elusive Blackbird. Quantum relays are used to acquire telemetry data of the dimensional tear caused by the Masters of Evil. The relays must be protected while they download this data. Once all telemetry data
Do you think
has
they
been
call
received,
themselves the Masters
Lockjaw
of
will
Evil?
teleport in and deploy the shield generator. The generator will
I
need to
mean,
be powered up. Be prepared for incoming power cells. Locate, retrieve, and return the power cells to the generator to begin its charging sequence. Note, the generator must be protected at all times. Once the generator has completed its charging cycle, it will fire a beam projecting a shield and stopping the Masters of Evil's attack on the world.
Like, I know they have hey, we're the villains, we're the Masters of Evil, but do you think in their planning meetings they call themselves that? So I like playing the elemental characters. So we've got Earth Spikes, elemental bolts of fire and water, and just a kind of neat little balance of powers. But yeah, so how do you balance a game with all these different characters? And part of it is you don't worry about it. You just make them, the idealistic, powerful characters that they are, and it's just about they're not really all that vulnerable. It's the things you need to protect.
I am the Scientist Supreme, and I lead the forces of the Masters of Evil. This world has been claimed by Thanos, and his will is absolute. Attack
Wipe them out!
So we have to protect this thing.
Protect the relays as they acquire the telemetry data.
Now, one of the things that this game used to do is everything that would show up,
Help me up!
We're not done.
everything that would show up would have a little announcement, a little opening line, you know, the like,
ends here.
you know, we'll get you heroes, or how dare you stand against AIM, or whatever. And as the game became popular, or as the game got played with like the people who were very dedicated to playing the game, they started complaining about, you know, the repetitiveness, that it was, you know,
Take this!
that it was annoying too much. And one of the results, one of the things that they did was like, oh, yeah, we'll take those voice lines out.
Telemetry download complete. Lockjaw will teleport the relay out.
What they didn't really account for was
Did it!
there was a certain amount of game balance going on there, in that they had to, those voice lines were actually delaying the players from
The enemy
attacking,
have armed a nuclear
or
warhead.
deploying
It must be
the
disabled before it
villains
detonates.
from attacking, so that
Enemy transmission detected. There is a cloaked soldier in the area. He is calling in an orbital strike. Take him out.
Give me a hand!
these are always imprecise too. So that by taking out those voice lines, it meant that the game got automatically harder because the characters are having to fight more.
We failed to disable the nuke.
This is the end of the line for you.
We can't fail next time! It was a team effort. They didn't stand a chance.
The other thing that taking out those voice lines
Crystal,
did
I am glad the Inhumans can assist with this threat.
is you know, as you've seen,
Select a mission.
the villains can come from any direction. Those voice lines let you know who was around and where
X-Mansion Hangar. A
where
school for
targets
gifted
were.
youngsters with uncanny teachers. Legendary home of the X-Men. Nesting ground of the iconic and elusive Blackbird. Lockjaw, teleport now.
So it's one of those things where that, you know, the players that were playing the game the most got to, you know, their desire to have, you know, a harder game. They actually ended up creating a harder game mode later, but their feedback and what they wanted about the game caused it to kind of break. And instead of maintaining maintaining an audience and allowing more and more people to play, it actually pushed players away. Because the learning curve for starting the game was just too high.
It spans across time and space. I am Scientist Supreme, and the forces of the Masters of Evil will.
Which is really a shame, because, like,
we will
little elements like this,
all will bow to our rule. Attack!
the villains actually using holographic projectors, is a nice little
Protect
touch.
the relay while it downloads the targeting data.
So I believe that little icon is that I have lost synchronization with the server. So in the good news, no one's able to attack the relay. Bad news, I can't actually interact with anything. So let's see how this plays out. Oh yeah, I can also... Crystal is actually able to just outright fly. And then I get kicked back to the lobby. Why the lobby? Because the solo player game is actually a multiplayer game with bots on it. And because oh, one moment. Hey, Seabats, hope you're still around here. Let's actually try to put some gameplay on the screen this time. That will be cool. Sorry about that.
Lockjaw has missed you incredibly, Crystal. Where would you like to go?
Okay. Checking audio here.
X-Mansion Hangar, a school for gifted youngsters with uncanny teachers. Legendary home of the X-Men. Nesting ground of the iconic and elusive Blackbird. Quantum relays are used to acquire telemetry data of the dimensional tear caused by
So
the
now you can
Masters
actually
of
get to see
Evil.
the things like the
must
quantum
be
relays
protected
and
while
stuff
they
like that.
download this data. Once all telemetry data has been received, Lockjaw will
But yeah,
teleport
so
in
they're
and deploy the
shutting down
shield
the servers
generator.
for this at the
The
end of the
generator will
month,
need to
so
be
I
powered
thought
up. Be prepared for incoming power cells.
I'd at least spend
Locate,
some time with
retrieve,
this
and
and
return the power cells to the generator to begin
get to
its
see what
charging
all the
sequence.
characters are like,
Note,
for at
the
least.
generator must be protected at all times. Once the generator has completed its charging cycle, it will fire a beam projecting a shield and stopping the Masters of Evil's attack on the world.
But yeah, I think they also made it at least feels like they made the bots worse. Maybe they just had learned certain behaviors. But this is always a weird set. The way they put your character actually up on a pedestal from you. Kind of a heroic pose, but given that it's also you, it's an interesting choice. You can see like the floor is actually about hand height. And that's not the VR floor, that's not a calibration error, that is a design choice. Move that. I feel like that's a better spot. Well, I'll figure out somewhere to put that. Is it, yeah, how is it for you? Is the, is it like too motion sick or?
I knew we could count on you, Crystal.
Yeah.
Available missions.
Let's try this one more time. And
X-Mansion Hangar, a school for gifted youngsters with uncanny teachers. Legendary home of the X-Men.
I should turn off the watch
nesting
here.
ground
This
of the
watch is part of
iconic and
the
elusive
Oculus,
Blackbirds.
the Oculus interface.
Quantum relays are used to
It's just
acquire
being overlaid
telemetry
on the
data of
character
dimensional
model.
tear caused by the Masters of Evil. The relays must be protected while they download this data. Once all telemetry data has been received, Lockjaw will teleport in and deploy the shield generator. The generator will need to be powered up. Be prepared for incoming power cells. Locate, retrieve, and return the power cells to the generator to begin its charging sequence. Note, the generator must be protected at all times. Once the generator has completed its charging cycle, it will fire a beam projecting a shield and stopping the Masters of Evil's attack on the world.
Now note, nowhere in that briefing did they talk about the nuclear bombs. That's because they added those. Again, it was another one of those, hey, we need to make this more complicated. And as I understand, it worked. There's definitely a crowd that was very into this game, but it made the learning curve on it really, really high. It's the movement controls and the motion aren't even that, especially by today's standards, aren't the friendliest version of how things could be done. So it's one of those things of like slightly disorienting and difficult to play, and like just a complicated set of instructions. Like, you saw I was struggling on getting open the or no, actually you didn't see that because there was no gameplay on that screen. But you'll be presented with a lot of devices of like, diffuse this or open this up, and a certain amount of vagueness of is it something that you have to shoot? Is it something that you have to protect, or is there like panels that you have to take off? How do you have to take off the panels? Things like that. But yeah, the elemental tendrils, that's like a bonus ability as you get valid hits, multiple attacks, you charge up this meter, and it's kind of like this super attack of just a lot of these one-hit blasts. The elemental blast is the basic fire or water attacks. You can either shoot them as single projectiles or you can charge them up. And then the earth spikes is a kind of a wrist flick motion that you can do to place a basically a kind of a spike trap. Usually never where you actually want it to go. So that's always entertaining too. Like I said, it's kind of, it's one of those things where I'm not surprised that it's shutting down. It's just kind of sad to see all the potential that this had. The one thing I'm hopeful of is that they said that it would be more effective to build a new game from the ground up than try to convert this to a single player game. And my hope is that somebody is like taking this idea and doing something with it like that. You can see like the shadow effect from like that light source. Those rough edges. Not the most stellar shadow effects for today's games, but there's a certain technological impressiveness to it. Oh, and this is not a good sign
Hello,
at all.
Crystal. I hope your sister is doing well. It is appreciated you and Black Bolt could come.
And let's... Yeah, right. Such, not just the potential of it, but also the game and the technology, and just some really fun ideas that just could have used a little bit more support. And it's funny because, like, we'll try the training room and see if this works any better.
The training room. You can practice your combat skills by selecting a scenario.
It was... this was something that was an Oculus exclusive. Here, actually, you can actually see those are pretty impressive eyeballs there. It's kind of funny that I have to stand on my tiptoes to almost come face to face, but there's a lot of work in these models. The stitching and the gloves here. This isn't like, this wasn't just a dialed in kind of let's just slap some stuff together and call it a game. This was supposed to be a big seller for Oculus. They did special promotions. They showed it off at all their talks. That was one of those things of like, it really, this was supposed to be this is what VR can be for you. And I don't know what happened, if it was that they decided that they got enough sales from this, and yeah, right? Like, at very least we'll be able, there seems to be something wrong with the level loading right now, which I have not seen before. So I'm hoping this isn't something like, oh, we already shut off the servers. But yeah, we can like take a look at the boots even here. There is if they decided that it sold enough games, or that it just wasn't expanding the audience as it was. They certainly could have put the money at it, or who knows? Maybe the developers were actually tired of working with Oculus. Maybe there was okay, we'll support this, but you become one of our companies now, and they're like, no, we'd rather stay independent. I don't know. It's this is just all conjecture at this point. There hasn't been official announcement from anything really of what's happening. It does sound like this isn't their only game that's shutting down, that there's other ones. Yeah, this really looks like a server timeout again. So this is interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I was just saying there's at least one other game from the same developer that's shutting down, and I don't know much about that one, or this developer story or what's going on there. I have heard that they've been issuing. This wasn't too sudden either. Well, I mean, kind of sudden, but it was one of those things that was announced like end of December, beginning of January, and the first thing they did was take the game off the store, so that people could still download it, but they actually stopped new purchases, and they offered they offered refunds to some players. I've been hearing things about them refunding it to everyone. I'm not sure if I
Crystal,
would feel right about applying for a refund. I don't know. I think I need to look more into that, of like who and why and things like that. But yeah, let's.
The elements are mine to control.
Oh, I love the way these smell after a fresh squeeze.
Which, if that's not Ryan Reynolds, it's a pretty good Ryan Reynolds.
The best around.
Sievert, do you have any characters you'd like to see?
They call me the deadliest woman in the universe for a reason.
What are we waiting for?
Sometimes you just need to blow stuff up.
Goddess, Queen, X-Men. I am all these and more.
The Panther God is with me.
It's a really cool knives he's got there.
Forecast? It's looking like a blizzard.
Leave it to me.
I fight for truth, justice, and freedom.
Just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
You hear that? Crank those sweet jams!
I am the master of the mystic arts!
Now, it's not his voice, but I swear that Doctor Strange is looking more and more like Benedict Cumberbatch these days.
Feel the might of Mjolnir! To battle!
Now that, I think, actually is Travis Willingham. He's gotten to play Thor in a lot of other games and cartoon series. Some of these actually just might be samples.
Anything to help the team.
Of course, no dialogue line.
The best, hands down.
I mean, look at the rendering on that sash. That's like half the graphics engine right there.
Hulk ready for battle!
I'm pretty much the boss around here. I'm pretty much the boss around here.
Let's see if we can get something to load.
This is your destination. The training room. You can practice your combat skills by selecting a scenario. Lockjaw, teleport to this location.
So I've not played Captain Marvel yet here. Okay, that is very cool, and I'm even more disappointed that this is going away now.
Keep the pressure on! How's that for impact? Make sure to knock him out! You should have backed down when I gave you the chance.
Well, that's a sound that shouldn't have happened.
can't handle this. Take them out!
Yeah, the one thing that you really get that's different from these kind of games with VR mechanics is just being able to shoot behind you, or you don't have to actually be looking where you're firing. And sometimes that can just be frustrating, sometimes that can be fun.
You're not even trying, are you? I don't need a power-up to kick your butt! I'm pretty much the boss around here. Don't bother getting up. I'll just hit you more.
I also had a lot of controls to put on everything.
Done. D-O-N-E, done.
Which means that sometimes
Cook
things like movement and firing and flying around
oh, you wanna
get a little confusing.
Then let's dance. Eat energy blast, slime ball. That's how it's done. Pack some napalm in that one.
I can't.
This on. Light it up. Charged up and bringing the boom.
Oh, I like that. I don't know if that's coming through, but there's rock music playing along with her special ability.
Boom! Mic drop. Here, catch! Get out of here! Burning you up. Target eliminated. Ugh.
And you could hear that the heartbeat there. I was taking a little bit of hits, not necessarily damage, but
You can't hide from me.
enough hits would knock me out temporarily. And while that doesn't cost me anything
Just blast through it.
physically, it does cost me time, which is times what you're really fighting in these games.
That felt good. Knocked you out.
So learning to think in multiple spaces is really key for all
Oh,
that.
you want to dance? Then let's dance. That's how it's done. Done. D-O-N-E, done. You're not even trying, are you? Light it up! Target neutralized. Never hesitate. Just blast through it. You can't handle this. Burning you up. Knocked you out.
Oh yeah, you can see how the gameplay got repetitive for a lot of people, but in a social kind of setting where you can play with multiple folks, it's not too bad. You know, it's kind of like another version of a party game, sort of.
Need some help here.
Just a party game with a high barrier of setup.
Made sure to knock him out. Boom! Mic drop. How's that for impact?
Oh, I've got a shield? I didn't even know I had a shield.
I'm pretty much the boss around here.
Let's see, let's try. Who would be the opposite of that?
Not sitting this one out. I fight for truth, justice, and freedom.
Yes, you actually have to reach behind to your back to pick up Captain America's shield.
Not about us. It's about stopping evil.
I mean, that's just fun, right? And you do have to actually hold down the grip to hold on to the shield while We've got it in place there. Oh, that must have been the end of the spawn. Let's hop back here.
Not stopping this. Catch. I tend to disagree with tyrants and invading armies. That was a bad call. Truth, justice, and freedom. No matter the odds, we're taking you down.
Get out of here, this is a little hectic. So yeah, he can definitely take out a lot of folks, and it's very good at hitting people on the ground. In the air, takes a little bit longer.
Stay down.
So I'm sure that there's probably a lot of rules about, like, oh, you're only supposed to use these 4 characters in your party. But I mean, if you're gonna be stuck with
the price of freedom is high, and I'm willing to pay it.
If you're gonna be stuck with a group of characters because they're the best, what's the point of playing the game then? Like, you get to actually have some fun with characters you like.
I fight for truth, justice, and freedom.
You hear that?
All about.
I fight for truth, justice, and freedom.
Oh.
I am the master of the mystic arts! I am the master of the mystic arts! You are foolish to face me. I would be lying if I said I didn't love this.
Oh, that sounds... That certainly has a...
Your will is due. You will find no easy prey here.
It certainly has a Liam O'Brien sound to it there.
I command you as Sorcerer Supreme. Be gone! You are unwelcome here.
I cannot leave you alive. Target locked.
Let's see what. This could be a cool magic casting system in a game in itself, right?
In the name of Agamotto, I warned you. Off to limbo with you! By all hells! These fiends must be defeated.
It's got a maximum range to it, and it doesn't automatically home in.
I banish you to the astral plane. The enemy is here. Stay down. Doctor's orders. I've got your medicine right here. I don't know what you want, but you just picked a fight with the Sorcerer Supreme. You are banished! You're not a challenge. Today you will pay the price in full.
Let's see who else we got here.
Doctor's work is never done. To battle!
Have to see what Thor's abilities are here. Okay, we can hover, grab the hammer, and Oh, so we can just use the spin, just a plain old spin as an attack. Now notice I am getting hit while in the menu screen. Another effect of it being a multiplayer game. Can I move?
I must return to the battle! Not the best you can do.
So Thor definitely a lot harder to control, less auto-aiming in his attacks. But I think once you get the hang of it. Here.
I must regain my strength.
As I get completely disoriented in what direction I'm facing.
Feel the might of Mjolnir!
Crystal, let's see what Black Bolt's like. So I don't know if it was a coincidence, but when I was playing Crystal, I ended up unlocking a lot of Black Bolt's stuff. hover. We got the... See if we can get his Sonic Scream charged and see what that looks like. Oh, so this is actually coming from my mouth. That's a nice little bit of targeting there. Let's see what else we got.
Hulk ready for battle! Hulk smash you!
Oh, they all look so small as the Hulk. I'm not sure if they actually are. Like, I can't tell what's scaled quite yet, but it feels like...
Hulk up, then Hulk smash again.
Let's see. Triggers the clamp.
Cannot stay down. Need help.
Let's see, what was that? That. Hold right trigger and left trigger simultaneously. Clap hands together. Make fists, not claps.
Hulk cannot move. Just making me angrier!
Yeah, so this doesn't seem like the way this fight would go down, but... Let's see. What else we got here?
Hulk ready for battle!
Go, Deadpool! Go, Deadpool! Go! Go, Deadpool! Go, Deadpool!
No, I take that back about Ryan Reynolds. That I think it was just a that one line, maybe.
An interesting nice little touch. You have to hold on to your guns.
Ow, man, I can only take so many shots to the gut.
Let's see what.
Oh, help me! My favorite part. GG! Oh, they don't call me Wolverine for nothing. Wait, they don't call me that. Need more Band-Aids!
Yeah, so I can see Deadpool actually being a really fun character as you learn the tempo of what he can do.
Man, I can only take so many shots to the gut. Oh, I love the way this...
Here we go!
Rocket, who knows how this is gonna go. Let's take a look at the powers here.
Need more bandages!
So let's see, we've got...
Ow! I'm not about to become roadkill. Come on, help me up!
Of course, starting one of the harder scenarios might not have been the best idea. Let's see.
That didn't go well. Give me an assist! Here we go!
I'll do whatever it takes.
I'm down!
I'll do whatever it takes to stop Thanos.
Let's see what Gamora's like here. Leap attack.
Okay.
Energy
that
blades.
really hurt.
And Guns and Godslayer. So let's see. Oh, that was cute. So you have to flick it with your wrist to activate it first. Okay, that's kind of fun. You can charge up the... Where were the daggers? Let's see. So... no. Ah, okay, I see. Pulling them from the wrists there.
How dare you!
Yeah, so generally you definitely get a little bit better versatility with the folks that can fly and shoot from afar. They do try to give each one of the characters a sort of...
They call me the deadliest woman in the universe for a reason.
Flying
what are we
ability.
waiting for? What are we waiting for?
Let's see how these things actually work here. The leap, the pounce, which have the exact... Oh, leap is just moving somewhere. Pounce is if it's on an enemy. I do love the instructions. Gesture slashing motions. But yeah, very little buttons for Wolverine. That does make sense.
Could have gone better. What are we waiting for?
I know it's a bow, but it's a really cool bow.
Hey, Bob. I'm down.
Okay. Now
I didn't like that trick.
definitely not as responsive as some of the archery games.
You should really wear some protective goggles.
Oh, because I'm trying to actually grab it. That's not how it's supposed to work. I'm just supposed to put my hand in that spot and press the trigger.
Some tips. Tip number 1, stance is the foundation. Tip number 2, focus solely on your goal, regardless of the chaos around you. An arrow for every occasion. We're the Avengers. We're taking this back. Avengers, time to stack up.
I will say I feel like that's the longest I've ever gotten shots in.
Nothing special about me. I just never miss. And for my next trick,
I tell you, this is about as tiring as archery. If you've got a good Hawkeye player in your group, they're probably quite the endurance person.
Time to play Robin. Ta-da! Did you like that trick? Me? I don't miss. I got an arrow with your name on it. It's written really, really small. Moi? I don't miss. You should see me at dinner parties.
A strong hit, has range. A little slow though.
I know it's a bow, but it's a really cool bow.
Goddess, Queen, X-Men. I am all these and more.
What is it? Classic Storm, or let's go with 90s Storm.
The power of the weather should never be underestimated.
Fastest lightning we've had so far. Let's see what else Storm has. So that was a whirlwind surge we had just done. Lightning strike. Yeah. Lightning strike. Let's try the cyclones here. That was kind of satisfying.
I can't keep this up. You have brought this thunder unto yourselves!
yeah, I feel like the boss fights are way too long in this game, too. Maybe there's something I'm missing about that, but it's... just a lot of how long can you survive type of things.
I need your aid!
I mean, I'm sure I'm not very good at it either, but you know, it's one of those things of how many hits is the... do you really need to fire at something to deactivate it? That was me stepping on the dismiss button, I think. Sure, that's still running. Let's see if we can get through a few more here.
The power of the weather should never be underestimated.
And yes, that was me getting completely turned around again. How many more do we have?
Just all about that spider sense.
You hear that? Crank those sweet jams!
What in the world? Okay. I'm guessing this is another person flying with guns, but... that has a cool little explosive thing. Elemental guns. So I need to see what this dance floor thing looks like.
Just a bit trigger happy. Yep, it's a trap. Nothing new to see here, guys. Don't worry, I saved some for you.
Try that again here. Why did that end up over there? That's certainly a handy on defense kind of thing.
Now your lucky day, fellas. You're dealing with Star-Lord. Evildoers beware! That sounds a lot cooler in my head.
So this little purple meter over here is what I'm keeping an eye on right now, because that is what determines your super ability. And I really need to see what dance floor looks like, because that could be so many things.
Really, guys? Just need to stop getting in the way of my shots. Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, but plans don't normally go according to, plan. The name's Star-Lord. Don't forget it. We are Flarkin Annihilators. Play!
The question is, are Star-Lord's guns harder to hang on to, or is that just like a fatigue right now?
Yeah! Guardians of the Galaxy are here.
So I am not using that grenade, right? Let's see how that works. Gesture a throw. Oh, okay, so it's supposed to be like an overhand throw. It's a little bit better.
No, it's okay. Don't get up. You You know, I pictured this going a completely different way. Not dancing that one off. This reminds me of that other time we saved the galaxy. Funny how we keep getting pulled into these situations. Really wish I had a cool catchphrase like Rocket.
Did I say that out loud?
Rocket has a catchphrase? Okay, let's see what this...
Showtime! I have traveled the galaxy and met many cool people. You are not one of them.
Okay, that was worth it. Not quite what I expected, but
you hear that? Crank those sweet jams!
Not sitting this one out.
Just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
okay, so we have, of course, a leap, web shots, okay. After encasing an enemy, you can pull them towards you. Spider drones. And then the ultimate's an electro web. Okay. There we go.
He's back a punch! Hey, you didn't smile. That'll make the front page. knocked you out.
Okay, Spider-Man's feeling a little bit overpowered compared to the rest of them. But, you know. Guess it is Spider-Man.
Webs away! Taking out the trash.
Let's see.
Up a little something new here.
Yeah, especially here, this feels like there was intended to be more to this. Like it would have been possible for Spider-Man to wrap up a leg and pull it off or something like that.
All about that spider sense. Here's web in your eye. Heads up. Heads up.
Yeah, I do think I have invincibility turned on right now, but yeah, it's just like you can see how it's like, well, I've taken out the arms and head, but it's still fighting the same. Again, another example of how like it could have been better, could have been more.
This is awesome. Not so awesome.
And yes, I was holding my hands upside down just for style points. That's not necessary. But, I mean, if you're not going to do that, why are you even playing this game? The whole point is about being able to make the spider gesture when you're playing Spider-Man.
I am T'Challa, King of Wakanda.
Stick. Leave it to me.
So I played Black Widow before in the tutorial, but might as well finish it out here.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, I don't know if she really has anything designed for fighting people in the air. She's put most of her stuff's close up. Oh yeah, the batons.
Is that all you got? I don't miss unless I want to.
You know, the
Having fun yet?
moves Black Widow is famous for, throwing lightning at things.
You're on my list. Target down! Consider it a parting gift. Not here to talk this one over. You are not a fast learner. No sense hiding. Don't blink. You'll miss me.
I'm pretty sure that's Laura Bailey there.
I won't. You should have run while you had the chance.
And of course, the cloaking device.
Don't get in my way. One shot is all it takes. Not what you had in mind? This will sting just a bit. Don't be shy. You underestimated me. Shame. You're in over your head.
And sadly, I feel like a lot of what makes Black Widow's combat style interesting is not that easy to translate to video games.
Hope you're ready for us.
It's a kind of combat awareness of, you know, always having the position of advantage, but
Leave it to me. Forecast? It's looking like a blizzard.
yeah, I think this is. So we have a hover on a floating piece of ice. Not exactly Iceman standard, but I don't think they could actually handle drawing an entire ice sled throughout the whole level. Ice shards, ice beam, thrust hands outward for an ice blast, ice spikes. Yep, just hovering ice. At least they draw the ice slide and just have it disappear behind you.
Sometimes I just think I'm too cool. You sure you want to fight this X-Men? Watch your step. I'm guessing you weren't expecting this.
Triggers simultaneously, hands together, thrust outward. Okay.
Yeah, I'm known to give the cold shoulder. Ice meet face. Ooh, is it too cold for you? Chill, guys. I got this. Nope, can't let you move. It's getting cold. That was refreshing, right? Look, snow angels. I can't hear you. Your face is in the ground. Why is it when we show up, no one just says hi?
So yeah, one of the interesting things about Iceman's definitely one of those minor
we're gonna kick your butt.
characters that
Sorry, you're gonna say something.
has gotten a lot of different power levels over the years,
Chill
but he
out.
is supposed to be one of the most powerful mutants.
Some like it hot. I like it cold.
There was a particular storyline where during a demonic-inspired heat wave, he encased the entire Empire State Building in ice.
Here comes the big freeze! You're gonna need an ice pack for that. I can do this. I can totally do this. Freeze! Snowball fight! I'm an X-Men. I'm here to stop you. Here to stop the bad guys, we're the X-Men. Out of the frying pan, into the freezer. Man, get out of here. The big freeze!
Just had to see what this was like with Iceman, given how that those other fights were just kind of a little bit too easy. And yeah, he is doing a lot more damage per hit than a lot of the other characters. Still feels like an annoyingly long fight.
Staying frosty.
The Panther God is with me.
There's a lot of excitement when Black Panther was released. One, because I thought it was going to mean a lot more of the Marvel characters were going to be added. So we got some bombs, we got some daggers, we got claws. Gotta make sure you get enough of a motion in that slash.
I fight for the innocent, for freedom.
You get kind of spoiled from some of the other games. It's like, no, you really need to actually do a slashing motion.
hunted. We got them now. It will take more to stop me.
That's really well designed. Where's the exit command in here?
The myth and legend. Thank you for coming, Black Panther.
And then back when it was actually slightly possible to complete this game, I was getting cosmic cube fragments, and there was these locker things that you could earn. Those would be comic book covers or little furniture pieces of things like
I am Groot.
Groot there, or a particular textbook, or various other bits and pieces of Avenger memorabilia that would be scattered around here.
I am Groot.
Doctor Strange's cape, that was one of them. Putting things in Lockjaw's bowl would get you special chests. That would have other bonuses. But yeah, that is... that. Right, that should be over there. Let's step away for a second here and
Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot.
Since the levels weren't working, let's at least do something here. Make sure that's see. Yeah, let's just do without spells. Oddly enough, playing that game's gotten feel a little stiff here, so try to stretch out a bit here. Of course, dealing with the classic overused elves versus orc trope here.
Breaking in! They're breaking in! They're breaking in! breaking in!
Oh, sorry, I've got to remember that that looks awful for you when I just roll my head like that. And it really gets to the point where if you haven't
they're breaking in!
where you only have time to fire one arrow per target. And if you miss, you kind of have to just go on to the next one.
They're breaking in! They're breaking in! They're breaking in!
Yeah, I was really thinking that'd be the last one.
They're breaking in!
So the more gold you earn, you can get fancy looking bows like this. They don't do anything, they just are a nice color. And then the more levels you get, the more spell points you get. Spell points are used in the other version for you can get assortment of fire and ice spells. Oh, thank you. That is because that is set to the wrong game. Sorry about that. We'll go ahead and it was honestly just a warm-up for this anyways, so and alright. And I think that's where we'll call it for tonight. Maybe I can be talked into doing a full Beat Saber stream on another time. When I can get everything properly set up. And again, thanks for sticking around. Let's see. Anyone online right now? Yeah, let's go do a raid here, and yeah, let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see in the future.